Hi, this is Rebecca from RL Designs. This is number 3 in our video series about getting to know your sewing machine for new beginning sewers. Threading the sewing machine is a very intimidating process for a lot of people because the thread just doesn't go through the needle. It has to actually hook around the machine. So today I'm going to show you the way that my machine threads. Now all machines are going to be different, which is why it's important for you to get your machine's manual. I'm using a Brother machine today to show you the way that my machine threads. Now, though it may not be exactly the same, it is going to give you the basic ideas for when you read the directions. It's not going to be quite as intimidating. Sometimes even looking at the directions, including pictures, can be very hard to understand if you've never done it before. So hopefully this video will help you be able to understand a little bit better about how to thread your machine. The thread that I'm using today, I'm going to use black so that you can see it better. But it's a regular all-purpose thread that you can buy at Hobby Lobby, Joann's, any fabric store. You can even buy a thread at Walmart. But the most important thing to realize about your thread is that it goes on the spool in 2 different directions. Let me show you. So here you'll notice that the string is coming out, the thread is coming from the back of the spool. As I pull it, it's from the back. Now let's flip it over. And now the thread you can see is coming from the front. So as I pull it, the thread is in the front. This is a very important step in figuring out how to thread your machine because all machines are different. Some machines require that your thread be coming from the front and others from the back. This is a major frustration for people who've never sewn before. So figure that out, and it will say in your manual which way to do that, but that's what it's talking about. Is the thread coming from the front or is it coming from the back? So for our machine, we're going to use the thread coming from the front. So let's look at the directions now, and we're going to talk about, before I actually put the thread in, I'm just going to show you the way that it's going to go, the path it's going to follow. My machine has different numbers and arrows, and there will be something like that on your machine as well. So here's number 1, where it's going to go up around the back. Okay, and then there's an arrow that says go down. So we're going to go down this shaft until we get to the number 2. The number 2 is hard to see, but it's in the middle here. This is number 2, and then we get to number 3, which has an arrow up. So your thread is going to go around here, and we're going to go back up. Now when we get to the top, number 4 is at the top. And there's a little hook inside. If you can see that metal hook, the thread is going to go around the top of the hook, and then we're going to go back down. So we go back down until we reach the bottom where it says number 5. Now number 5 can be a little bit tricky because now we're going into the back of the machine, or the middle of the machine really. So let's put our presser foot down. Here's up, here's down. This gives us some room with our needle. Number 5 is actually this hook right here. The thread is going to go through that hook, and that holds it steady as it goes through the needle. And then finally, we take the thread and we put it front to back right through that needle. And that's the threading process. So now let's try it with our actual thread. I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed here. It seems intimidating, all these steps, but once you do it a few times, you'll be doing it very quickly when you have to thread. All right, number 1, we've gone up around the back, and we're going to take our thread and follow it down. So we've gone down. Now we're going to go back up and hook around the metal hand. We're taking our thread and going back down. This is the part that's hard to do one-handed, but you hook it around the little hook right here. I still can't do it one-handed, so let's put the camera here so we can see it. And there we are. And now we finally can take the thread and put it through the needle front to back. Okay? So once we've done that, the top of the machine is threaded. So the only other step then is to take the bobbin thread, and you're going to have the bobbin thread, which right now is white, you're going to have that come up through the needle. The same hole, I'm sorry, not the needle, but the same hole that the needle goes down into. Watch the needle as I turn the hand wheel. It's going down into that hole. That's where your bobbin thread is going to come up. So let's really quickly, hopefully I can do this quickly, thread the needle. Oh, first try, excellent. All right. We will always go front to back with our needle. Now, here's the trick about getting the bobbin thread up. Very tricky, it seems. We're gonna put the camera like this, and hopefully you'll be able to see what we do. I'm going to hold the thread with my left hand, and then with my right hand, we're gonna turn the hand wheel on the side towards us. It's going to make the needle go down like we just did. When it gets all the way down, we're going to continue turning it, pull with our left hand just slightly, and you will be able to see a loop. Let's try that one more time. That actually didn't work so well. Sometimes, even for those of us who've been doing it a long time, you have to do it twice. Maybe it's because I was going slowly. I'm going to go a little faster now that we know what we're doing. We hold our thread, we're going to go down and then bring it back up. And there we have it. Let me raise, let me show you. It took a couple tries, but do you see how that white thread is now up through the middle hole? Let me raise the presser foot. It's there anyway, so I just grab it, which I can't do right at the moment, but we're going to grab that thread and pull it out, and there you go. The machine is fully threaded. So remember, just follow the directions that are in your manual. Also follow the directions that are on your physical sewing machine, and try it several times. First, look at the directions in your book, and then try it without it, and just see if you can do it. Eventually, it's going to become second nature. Well, thanks for sticking with me as we threaded our machines together. Make sure and like RL Designs on Facebook.